What up? I'm back once again, Gentleman Jack. A little bit of the show and tell. What the hell in the ATL with a little bit of wrestling talk, y'all. Back making a video again, and I'm gonna jump right into it. It's gonna be, like I said, a little bit of figure talk. I got three figures I want to show you guys. Some of you wrestling fans, well, I'm sure some of you figure fans, I'm sure have seen the figures. But not all of you have found a figure. As I mean, in a personal case for me, I didn't even know they were coming out, and I've probably found them now, maybe about 5 months ago at one Walmart here, and I'm a frequent Walmart shopper. I go to a lot of different Walmarts because, again, when you're a collector and you're on the hunt, you never know what you're gonna find. And I haven't ran across these figures again. So, without further ado, I think, if I'm not mistaken, although I thought there was another line that was coming out that had different figures in it. I think this is the last line, or maybe one of the last lines in the Mattel WWE Masters of the WWE Universe figures, and this one is China. Now, again, I was just randomly at Walmart. Um, just in there, and I always go by the diecast car section. Of course, the Hot Wheels. I always go by the wrestling section, and I saw these. And if I'm not mistaken, these were the only three I saw. And if you notice on the back, it's a short pack of only three. And this was the only pack that came with three. To my knowledge, I think all the rest of the packs at least had four. 4 to 5 that were in the set. So this is short packed at three, which makes me believe even more that this is maybe the last set, or at least one of the last ones, even though I didn't even know these were coming out. As you can see in this set, you've got Stone Cold Steve Austin, the unpredictable bionic rattlesnake. You've got China, which is she's right here. China is the ninth wonder of WWE Eternia. And you got Rey Mysterio. He's the heroic high flyer. So, yeah, this is China. Really cool. Um, I think they only made a Becky Lynch. I have a Becky Lynch. Maybe Becky Lynch and Stephanie. I think Stephanie McMahon are the only other females, I think, in this line. It would have been nice to get a Charlotte Flair, but I don't think it's happening, guys. Next we'll go next with my man since WCW, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio. So they've got him, and if I fail to mention with the China, as you guys, a lot of you guys know that maybe into Masters of the Universe line, or have already followed this line, which, there's kind of a mix between both of the lines. This Rey Mysterio is themed off the Stratos, if I'm not mistaken, which makes a whole lot of sense. Stratos was like the Birdman of He-Man, so Rey is kind of like the Birdman of the WWE. Shout outs to Coco Beware also, though. So you see that? See that figure? It's kind of got the Stratos theme. And again, guys, I have not seen these in any other Walmart. I have seen them on eBay, and most of them are for a high price, which means pretty much hard to find. Anytime you see something double the price on eBay, that means you can't find it at retail. And I haven't seen them at retail. And show you the back of the card, which is the same. It's got the cross sell with the other two that you can find. China, and last but not least, it's the unpredictable bionic redneck, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. Shout out to JR, man. Gonna be back from AEW soon. He gonna get over that skin cancer. doing his thing. All right, as you can see. Now, this Stone Cold, I'm not really the biggest fan of. One of the things I liked about, I personally liked about the WWE Masters of the Universe figures is that they are interchangeable with the old school AWA Ramco figures. So I always thought that was like, oh, that's cool. So we kind of got a leftover, a continuation of that line with a mix in with Masters of the Universe. I've been a fan of this line since day one. Although, with so many figures to buy, I don't care if they in it because I don't need another line to buy. But I bought every figure of the WWE Masters of the Universe line. That last set was supposed to have been Andre the Giant, I think, which I was super excited about getting his figure because he was going to be a different size from the other ones. And a couple more people. I want to say Piper was in that set. I don't know, but that doesn't look like it's coming out. But again, this might be the last set, which contains the Bionic Redneck, the unpredictable Bionic Redneck, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's themed after Trapjaw. If you are a Masters of the Universe fan, then you know that Trapjaw had the Trapjaw, which Stone Cold is presently wearing, and he had that bionic arm. So again, not the biggest fan of this figure because it's not like you can you can switch his arm, take the arm off, and then take the trap jaw off, of course. All of it comes off, but it's just too much. But if you're a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, which I am, I'm more of a Hulk Hogan guy though, but this is a cool piece to have for any Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, and a cool piece for the WWE Masters of the Universe line, period. Because again, it's just I haven't seen these things at one other time. So there's the cross sale art on the back, the cross sale, and the art, which I didn't show in the last ones, which is really cool. It's a theme, same out of Masters of the Universe, how they would have the art on the back. That's really cool. You see the Ultimate Warrior down at the bottom. Here's Chyna's, but she's going against the Macho Man. That's interesting. And here's Rey Mysterio, where he's just kind of flying. So that's dope, man. That's dope. I mean, if they were to decide to come out with more of these, and in particular that last set I saw online that included Andre the Giant, I would buy it. But again, with so much other stuff to buy, I recently recognized that I was missing what's my name, Karma, Godfather. He got so many so many characters he's done. Papa Shango. I'm missing the Karma figure, and they also had a Sergeant Slaughter LJN style packaging figure. The Warlord figure is somewhere out there. So it's just so much stuff that if you're a collector, you want to buy, you want to grab, and when you're a completionist like me, you almost want all of them, and it's almost impossible. But on to some wrestling talk. Now look, last time I attempted to make the first video, and I ran out of space on my phone, so I don't want to do the same thing with this one. All I want to say is it's like the wrestling right now. Wrestling right now is very enjoyable in the sense that there is a lot to watch. The main thing I watch is AEW. If you want to call me biased towards AEW, fine, whatever. Because I believe they're putting out the best product right now. I keep up with WWE. I want to show my cool light in the background. Cool light. When I get information, I pretty much view WWE through watching it with the TV turned down, SmackDown on Friday nights, watching SmackDown with the TV turned down, turning it up for certain people's promos, maybe like a Roman Reigns sometimes, maybe like a Charlotte Flair, uh, Brock. You want to hear certain people say certain things, but other than that, I don't care what anybody else says or do on there. I only watch it just based in being a wrestling fan. Period. If I was flipping channels and they showed two guys wrestling in in a sweaty old high school gym, I was like, "What's this?" Because I'm a wrestling fan, so I'm gonna want to watch it. I've been a fan since WWE since '84, so I want the product to do better. But I noticed a long time ago. Me personally, I noticed it like maybe 2007, 2008 going onward, that WWE just did business differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the business as far as like, what they do behind the scenes is, making this deal and making this deal and how much money they make. And I'm not, I'm rarely ever thinking about how much money WWE makes as, unless it's, um, based on, I guess, a decision that they make, like going PG, because they have sponsors now, and you'll cut yourself out of certain money deals if you decide to have your product too edgy. I get that, right? I get that. So people that say it's the PG thing and they need to go back to like the Attitude Era, I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with that, because again, I think we tend to look at the Attitude Era through these rose-colored lenses, like, and a lot of that stuff doesn't really even hold up when you come back and you play it. It certainly wasn't the wrestling in the Attitude Era, and I'm talking about in WCW during the NWO era, or I'm talking about in WWE during the Stone Cold Rock era. It wasn't like all those were 5-star matches. And that's another thing I could talk about a long time, because I'm not a 5-star match guy. I don't care. I mean, I can enjoy a good wrestling match, but when I started watching wrestling, it was about character development and storylines. So that's one of the biggest things. That's the biggest thing I like about wrestling. Currently, is AEW delivering the greatest character development and storyline? Not really, not really. I mean, I think they have certain storylines that you can look at, whether you're talking about the Kenny Omega and Hangman saga that's been going on for the last 2 years, or you talk about the storyline that Chris Jericho had with MJF, which some people liked, some people didn't like. I enjoyed it. Um, or you can talk about, I think the stuff that Cody is currently doing now. I mean, I think he could get strong. I'll just say I think Tony Khan could get stronger at possibly the story development. But there are tons and tons and way and there are a lot more stuff interesting as far as storyline and certainly character development in AEW than there is in WWE. And this is not a WWE versus AEW argument, even though that's probably what I'm gonna put in the thumbnail, just so it could spark the interest. It's not that as much as it's not that in that, oh, AEW is doing this, so WWE needs to go away. No, it's more or less like, okay, WWE, come on, bring it. We know you've got it. You had it in you before. I don't personally think they can necessarily rely on the ideals of Vince McMahon or even Bruce Pritchard, or I don't know, this other their con. It was I forgot his name. Of course, not Tony Khan. Tony's at AEW, but their con. I don't think they know the answers as far as that, and I think especially when you talk about the con dude, he's straight about the business and making money. But I don't think Vince is there anymore as far as his age on a creative level where he could figure out the next thing to do. He's when how they say when old people get set in certain ways, that's what they do. And I truly think that's where he is right now. He's set in his way and he's gonna do it how he's gonna do it. And he's got to be willing to let somebody like a Triple H or a younger person coming in with different ideals and take it to the next level. The youth is with AEW, and not even just with Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, uh, MJF, um, Taz's son. Hook has just came in and made a huge impression. Like they not even just with those young guys that's wrestling, they have a young feel as far as the ideals and the stuff that the Bucks talk about on TV, the whole thing with the Jordans and just being able to tap into pop culture and what's going on now without looking hokey. I mean, say you're not gonna be able to pull it off perfectly all the time. Sometimes you'll get a little cringe situation in there, but they have the attention. I would say more so of that younger crowd. So Vince is gotta be willing to change in that way. And I know, and again, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I know you have certain fans like I lean on the AEW side, and you have certain fans that lean on the WWE side. What the WWE fans have to understand is most of the AEW fans were WWE fans, or still are WWE fans, and we just want the product to get better. We're not like you guys that want AEW just to go away because it's such a threat. Oh, it's such a threat to WWE, and that's so corny. That's so corny, man. WWE's not going nowhere. They're a huge company. They're not going nowhere until Vince is ready for it to go somewhere. But is the creative the shit drizzling shits? Yes, it is. Are there less fans watching it than it was 10 years ago? Yes, it is. I mean, obviously, I know media's changed, people have changed, but I think it's not the drop in the fans as far as WWE is concerned is not just about YouTube and streaming or different ways or DVR or different ways that people can watch it. That's part of it, but most of it is because they fell asleep at the wheel. And no, and the creative juices just aren't there anymore. They're only pushing Roman Reigns, the same guy that people have been booing for 7 years, but now all of a sudden the people was happy. Oh yes, he has a great look. You can believe him in his role, but they have nobody else that they're building around him. It's just Roman, and again, he's the same guy that most people was booing for 7 years, but now all of a sudden Vince came in and put a different coat of paint on him, and everybody's happy. But that happens when you get the same thing all the time. That happens when you get the same thing all the time, and then you finally get something else. If you was in jail and you was getting crackers for 10 years, the day somebody came in and added a saltine, you go fucking crazy. Like, oh my God, got a little fish on it too. Got a cracker and a little fish. And that's just kind of what it is to me. I mean, and again, I think he's talented. But, even when you go back and forth with WWE guys, some people got whole channels that they claim they're keeping the 100 with that's committed to just not liking the product. And my thing is, if I tried the new pizza joint and I didn't like it, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't come in that same pizza joint every week and stand in the middle of that pizza joint and say, I don't like the food here. It sucks. It's a restaurant full of people, and I'm standing in the middle trying to loud trying to express how much I hate the pizza. Why don't I leave? You know what I'm saying? And that's funny to me. I'm just and they, people have these whole anonymous channels where I'm just trolling. Yeah, you just got a lot of time. You got a lot of time to waste. That's what you do. You got a whole channel committed to trolling people to the point where you can't even argue with them about the wrestling no more. You can't go back and forth about AEW and WWE. They get so triggered and so mad, they go to your channel and start talking about stuff in your personal life. Oh, you play with toys and this and that and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, dude, I can't even say nothing about you because you refuse to show your face. But you should be scared to show your face, because I would be embarrassed too if I made a whole channel committed to just trolling people that don't like AEW or trolling people that like WWE. It's just weird and corny. Don't forget the corny too. You sprinkle that on there. But wrestling is fun. For me right now it is, because AEW is fun. And it's even fun to see what WWE will try to respond with. But I gotta say, as of right now, they ain't did a damn thing. And all I see is them being who they are and continuously being okay with who they are. I'll be in the clouds watching though. I'll be in the background watching. But hopefully AEW continues to do its thing and finally pushing, because they have tried to make changes here and there. Trying to come. And NXT imploded, trying to go up against AEW. But I think that was a way for Vince to snatch the carpet from under Triple H also. So anyway, I can talk about this some more, and I will talk about this some more, but I don't want this video to be too long because I don't edit. I just record and drop my videos. So guys, I'm out of here. Subscribe, like the channel, and I want to do the whole thing. Everybody say subscribe, like the video. I'm gonna try to keep coming with them. I'm so busy that it's hard to do, but I want to do this, so let's do it. I'll let y'all. Check me again tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but check me again. Well, it may even be tomorrow. Maybe I'll throw up a video tomorrow. Who knows if I got the time. But I will show more exclusives like stuff like this, and it's gonna be more wrestle talk and talk about other stuff too. Peace.